Hey everyone, it's Tommy, and it's time again to look at a brand new product, this time from Passau. So as you can see here, these are the Passau knee guards, and these are the Generation 2 knee guards. So if you remember back, I did a review on the Generation 1 Passau knee guards, and they were really nice, and very large, very bulky, and most importantly, very protective. But there were a few complaints from some customers. For example, there was a small lip on the front here that sometimes would get caught on the knee stacks. Perhaps the inside wasn't comfortable enough or wasn't soft enough. And then a third complaint is that I often heard, these knee guards, they might slip a little bit or they might rotate or slide. They weren't staying in place unless you used some additional tape along with those knee guards. So I'm very proud to announce that Passau has come out with these Generation 2 Pro knee guards that are absolutely fantastic, and I haven't had any of those issues happen to me. So let's go through these knee guards. First, I'd like to talk about a quick issue, and that's bulkiness. I'm used to a pad that's between a 9 and a 10 if a 10 was your most bulkiest knee guard. So that's not really a concern for me. However, there are a lot of people out there who would rather wear something that's pro-styled, but between a 3 and a 6, somewhere in there, with 1 being the people who don't wear knee guards at all. So what's really nice about these is because they are a softer pad, as you can see here, I'm able to bend this in because there's some really hard plastic in there and there are some good foams in there, but they're flexible enough for me to be able to do this. What that allows it to do is conform around your leg so that you don't get that bulkiness in through the thigh area that then can hinder your movement in your pads. At the same time, this is just generally not that bulky of a pad in the first place. If you remember back to the first generation, there was a very large cup on the front. And yes, this does still have this cup on the front here. However, it is softer and it seems to be slightly less large to me. And especially when you are down in your butterfly like this, it's not that bulky at all. So I really like this. Even though I'm used to that bulkier pad, it's not really a concern of mine. When I am playing my pads, I can actually strap these a little bit different so that these end up conforming straight to my leg, and then my pads can fit a little bit tighter around my leg. So that's really nice. Now another area where I really think these excel is in the number of straps and in the placement of the straps. Oftentimes you get with knee guards, 2 to 3 straps. They're either too long or too short, and so you're always trying to adjust them, you're taping them down, and in my opinion, if you have to tape something down, it wasn't made correctly in the first place. So where I think these really excel is that Passau has really made not just a great knee guard that's protective, but at the same time, these straps are perfectly placed. Now, granted, I use my knee guards very tight and with socks over them, and that way they stay in place. Again, no tape. So what I do is I pretty much go to the ends of each of these, and there are 4 straps. So you can see this one is the thigh strap, so you can do that one as tightly as you like. And on the inside, there's an inside pad right here that has its own independent strapping. So there's this one right here, there's this one right here, which is also independent, and then this larger strap underneath. And that way it stays up on your calf, and it ends up not rotating or slipping down while you're playing. In my opinion, this is the greatest part about this knee pad. Yes, it's protective. Yes, it's not bulky. Sure, it's comfortable. But if you don't get your straps correctly, you're never confident in the placement of your knee guards. And then you think a puck might hit it, and now that's starting to control your game, and you're starting to let pucks in your 5-hole because you're not confident in the protection that you have. So because these straps are perfectly placed and you're able to get them as tight or as loose as you would like, it really works out really well, not just in terms of comfort and protection, but also in confidence. Now I don't want to skip over the comfort issue because it is an extremely important issue. Oftentimes knee guards will be very hard, they can be very rough on the knees, and if you're going up and down all game like a butterfly goalie usually does, your knees can hurt very badly at the end of that game. So what I really like about these Passau knee guards too is they've taken comfort to another level. If you remember back to those first generation knee guards, they were comfortable, but the material in here really wasn't the most comfortable, and sometimes it would slip a little bit. So what they did was they placed some really nice foam that's underneath of here, and you can see this is compacted down a little bit since I've used it a bunch of times, but it's nicely broken in here. And then this has stayed nicely soft for the top of my leg right underneath my knee. So what this has really done is every single time I'm going down in the butterfly, this is really comforting my knee. There's no reason to wear anything underneath of that. Some people will wear some socks or some additional padding underneath just to protect their knees, and I have never found that necessary with these. This material runs all the way from the top all the way to the bottom, and not only that, but it's a thin Nash material, so it stays in place the entire time. So even if you get sweaty or if your knees get wet, this is not a material that's going to allow you to slip in your butterfly position. Keeps you nicely in place, your straps keep you nicely in place, and that way you're comfortable, you're protected, and you're confident in your game. One last area of these knee guards I'd like to point out is the adjustability with them. Oftentimes knee guards aren't adjustable at all. And so first of all, these have really nice placement of these tabs that are up top so that you can place them straight in your pants, especially if your pants have tabs in them, or if you wear a garter belt, you can attach them straight to a garter. So that's really nice. The second part of the adjustability, outside of the strapping of course, is this entire pad at all. So you can see here, there is the large protective pad, and then you have the more comfortable pad right here. So if you find that you would like this a little bit higher, you can place it that way. I tend to place mine much lower, and so I can place it as low as I'd like. And now I can get the comfort down here while still maintaining protection up here in the thigh area. Or if I wanted to place it up higher, I get protection and comfort in the high and the low. So it's really up to your personal preference. So again, I cannot emphasize enough just how much of an upgrade these are over those Generation 1 knee guards. Now again, the Passau Generation 1 knee guards, I thought they were comfortable enough. They didn't slip and slide on me. They were more than enough protection for general levels of play that I play, which is typically advanced adult rec hockey against some ex-college, sometimes ex-pros and so forth. However, Passau has really taken that customer feedback from those customers who did have issues, and they have improved on every single area. And to be perfectly honest, that's one of the biggest reasons why I really like the guys at Passau. They really care about each and every customer. And in fact, when I had a small issue with these, which is that when I left them in my bag on accident, with all of my wet gear, including my wet clothes, for 2 days, they grew a little bit of mold on the top here and on the inside. All I had to do was throw it in the wash. Everything was perfect. And I told them about that. I just wanted to let them know that that had happened to me. And you know what they did? They called me and said, "Hey, you want us to ship you new knee guards?" I said, "No, you know what? This is my problem. It was my fault. I just wanted to let them know that that happened." So, you know, their commitment to customer service is incredible. And not only that, but their products are incredible at the same time. They've taken every single bit of those customers' issues and their feedback, and they've improved upon every single area. Whether it was taking this area and sort of reducing this size, adding this small material in here so that it no longer catches on the knee guards, or whether it's improving on the comfort in the middle here and improving on the straps at the same time. I think this is a really fantastic knee guard that would be applicable to basically anyone, even at the pro level. These are definitely pro level knee guards. So I really appreciate it, guys at Passau, for letting me try these out. And hopefully you guys will check out Passau Hockey at PassauHockey.com. So have a good one and good luck.